Gal, let me ask you a quick question. How far behind Arsenal and Manchester United?
How far behind are Manchester United? Manchester United
From Arsenal, not City, just from Arsenal.
Bro, understand that if you're talking about Arsenal, you're talking about City also.
I knew you were going to say it.
That's why I asked the question.
1 second. We're on the same level. That's the honest truth. Understand that you guys, Chelsea, Tottenham.
One team just on the level.
Do you know what? Just quickly. Hi, guys. Hope everyone's had a good day. I was just thinking, because I speak with a lot of level-headed Arsenal fans, and a lot of level-headed Arsenal fans actually watch this channel and actually look, some of the things that get said, they don't represent all of us. And I think it's fair to actually say that, Igal is causing situations. He's causing, he's causing us to have to speak on it. And then everyone's going, you lot are haters. And it's like, no, we're not haters. We're just baffled at how that's okay to say. But I've actually been through Twitter today. There's more people that view like that. But I think generally Arsenal fans, they don't all think that they're there, do they?
Some. Yes, no, maybe. It depends on the positivity bar. I would say.
You know what it is as well? I haven't even got my mic. Let me come back.
All right, yeah. I'll do. By the way, guys, 220 people in the house. Big up every single one that has subscribed to us. You lovely guys make me excited every day to come and actually do some podcasting with obviously Daps and the crew.
You are actually making real talk. They are making our summer happy.
Yeah. But you know what's not making me happy right now? The likes. Claudio, I see you in the building. You're Ty's best friend. Have you liked that video?
Claudio, long time no speak.
Yeah, man, Claudio, you've been running away from the Chelsea.
Ty can't hear me.
Claudio, if Claudio was still podcasting, he would have dashed away that YouTube by now.
Again, he was a good. You know what? He was a very, very good host as well. And Claudio, I don't know if you have or not, but if you have, congratulations. Ty will be able to tell me in a minute. I presume he has. If you have, Ty, can you hear me?
Yeah.
No. Is Claudio had?
Yeah.
2 seconds.
What? We can't hear you no more.
I can't hear you now.
But yeah, man, when he gets his mic sorted. But yeah, guys,
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Has he had his?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boy or girl?
6 months.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Oh, congratulations!
A little Italian left back on the way.
Sure, want to be a City fan.
Yeah. Oh, it's Cloud in the building. It's Cloud in the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cloud.
Big up. I'm trying to get him. I'll try and see if we can come to your barbecue, Dax.
Yeah. It'd be good to see him, man. He actually showed his face at last summer's one, didn't he?
Yeah, last summer's one. Yeah,
came through briefly. Yeah.
Just little news. Just little news before we go through anything. Lewis will be here in the next 20 minutes. He did say he's not going to be late. It's just like when he finishes when he finishes and be back when he's going to be back.
Lewis does what Lewis wants, innit?
Lewis does what he wants. And we'll be talking about Chelsea, obviously Fofana, Maguire stuff, centre back stuff, just little bits and bobs. Even their defense going into the season if we don't buy one. Also, we're going to be talking about a bit of Jonny Evans, and obviously, of course, link that with the Chelsea part. And also, who am I missing? Gvardiol. Gvardiol. And then also, we're going to talk about Levi Colwill in Liverpool. We're going to have to that shop is officially closed. But
is it?
Yeah, that is. Oh, yeah, with the injury to Fofana, that's officially.
Oh, yeah. They've got to close up now. Yeah,
there's no point. Trying to tap up somebody else.
You know what I wanted to say, Cass, as well?
Go on.
Just quickly, while Daps is on the Arsenal thing, I was going to speak with Microsoft. When Daps said about Arsenal fans, and then you and Cass was saying, I don't know, some might think it. Do you know what I think it is? I feel like a gal speaks in the minority because not a lot of people want to voice what they think. But I think some Arsenal fans actually agree with what he says, but they won't want to voice it.
But what I think happens is, I think Igal speaks, and to be fair, Arteta speaks as well. Arteta saying he can handle pressure and all of that as well, and then we speak on it because, and for people that say we speak on Arsenal, let's be clear, we are a generic channel, If I just spoke on City all the time, most of you wouldn't watch this. Even some of the City fans wouldn't watch this, right? Cass speaks on United, Ty speaks on United, but this is a generic football channel. We speak on all things. And yeah, do you know what? We do have our point of view that maybe is a little bit biased, but we try and not be biased. But we have to speak on Arsenal. So if Igal says something or Arteta
We are
says
going
something,
to respond,
or even if it's in the news, we speak on it. But then if something that we think is a bit wild, like I have seen Arsenal could, Arsenal must challenge for the treble. Arsenal could challenge for the treble. By the way, I'm not saying majority of Arsenal fans are saying that, but I have seen it. So then I speak on it, and then it comes across as I'm a hater. But it's like, no, I'm just responding on what I've seen. That is all. And it is what it is. But yeah, let's try and not speak on Arsenal too much tonight, because I don't want it to become that we're negative on Arsenal. For anyone that thinks we are, I'm actually, trust me, last summer I was Arteta, Zinchenko, Jesus fan. So, but Ty, Fofana, right? Remember last season, yeah. So me and you were both big Fofana fans, and also both big. Not last summer, but I remember a conversation we had, and we said that if Fofana and Ndidi, got back to their best, right, then Leicester could cook, right? Because
the midfield was there with Telemans, Maddison. We were like, they just needed Ndidi.
Oh, Ndidi no more. Like Ndidi, that height is
done.
But I would imagine he won't even get a move away from Leicester, because he's
facts.
But Fofana got the move away. Big money, big money. I thought at the time, mad money on potential, but he seems one that's just like, that injury don't seem to be going away.
Do you know what? It's mad, because me and you even said, and you know what I'm going to relate it to, that even I think the first show we were doing back start of last season, we were saying about Chelsea on paper having the best defense in the league.
Balanced.
The balance on the paper, the names and everything. And I was looking at Fofana and I was thinking, what I saw from him at Leicester, I thought this player is going to kick on. If anything, he's going to become actually a France international. I thought he would replace Varane.
And under Thiago, with Thiago's guidance, Koulibaly being the bully and whatever.
I just thought it's made for him to be the sweeper. And you know what? Yeah, we've seen it. We've watched football. All of us have watched football over like about 20 years now. Yeah. And when these players get ACL injuries at like 29, 30, like Van Dijk did, for example, they're going to come back and you think, okay, they might not be the same. With a 21-year-old like Fofana, you're thinking, okay, he's had that injury. You're kind of an open book. I didn't think he was going to come back and I said he was going to be amazing, but I thought, let me watch it and see how it goes. And I thought, you know what, this year under Pochettino was the year I was like, you know what, this is going to be the year he gets back on his feet, he gets regular football, and Pochettino helps him grow. But if people don't know, he's done his ACL again, and so, I am worried that.
And what was it previously? Was it his ACL before?
His ACL again, yeah.
All right, do you know? Let's speak on it when Lewis is here. To be fair,
we're speaking on Lewis here. But yeah, Fofana chat is definitely going to be there. Let us know what you think in the comments, people. Run up the likes as well.
Just, definitely run up the likes. I don't we're on 120. You guys are doing well at the moment.
That's good. That's good. Thank you.
If you get this to 200, I big up, man. That would be sick. Lewis is not even late. He's right here, right now.
Oh yes.
Look at this guy's forehead. It's tiny, bro. Come on.
You saying Lewis, you good?
Yeah, all good. Got back a little bit earlier than usual.
I swear, every time I see you, there's a new frame behind you, bro.
Is there?
It's always one.
Same one.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
What are you saying, Lewis, man? How are we doing? I thought you were going to be at half 10, and here you are, quick and early. You probably
we could start with Chelsea now, then. Yeah, which is even better.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Before we do that, I want to save it just for a few minutes. I want to talk about some of today's results. If anyone didn't get to, I witnessed it. I didn't witness the first half an hour until actually big up Uncle Laurie that was posting stuff, and Martin. If people don't know about the new Never a Foul group on Twitter, it's lit. But yeah, so Tottenham played today. And in the first half, they got scorched by youngster West Ham. Their goalkeeper, Vicario, is not off to a good start. I'm telling you now, made one save the whole game, and guess what? 4 shots on target, 1 saved, 3 of them in the goal.
What was the score?
It was 3-2 to West Ham. Scamacca, 6'3", 4th Scamacca blew out Sanchez. I couldn't believe my eyes. I could not believe my eyes. And I know it's just pre-season, but I like Arsenal. And from Tottenham, it was progressive football. I liked it. Their attack is going to be issues next year. When they get it together.
What is in good? Yeah.
Spurs had I think they had like 24 shots. Spurs.
Good play. Was it quite strong?
I'm so glad Cass kind of changed it, because I was actually going to defend Tottenham in a way. I thought,
I liked.
But they had 30 shots, West Ham had 4 and scored 3 of them from like
Wow.
forward them cross.
Yeah, 7
It's
shots.
typical West Ham, right? They scored from like crosses and all that stuff. But
What were the teams
football-wise,
like though? Was it just so
Yeah,
I know?
good
Was it
72%
Yeah, no, it was,
possession,
it was a strong Tottenham line.
strong 30
Yeah.
shots
Yeah, it was
for
a
a
strong
first
Tottenham lineup.
manager's game. Oh, my signal's gone. I'll come back. My signal's gone.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear you.
yeah,
I
cool,
can hear you.
cool.
I can hear you.
No.
Good.
Now go refresh it, then it'll be fine.
Sound clear.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
disappeared.
Oh, I'm
refresh
back, I'm
it
back.
and come back. Oh. You're not. You're definitely not. Oh, that was about as back as Backstreet.
Is it? Flip it. Oh,
Um,
is he not here?
no, he's
No,
not.
but yeah, it was.
Well,
it was
refresh it. But that's it, right? So, did Son play?
Yeah.
Right,
No,
because
no, I don't know if he did. I
Yeah,
don't know
what
if
was the lineup? I need to have a look.
So, all right. People that are interested, we're just going to talk about this before we go on to the other debate topic, of course. 1 sec.
I think like I've seen some talking and some
Yeah,
seems-
Kane started, Madison, Kulusevski,
Wow.
Basuma,
Solomon, Skip,
Romero.
Zuma, Romero,
Wow.
Podro. They paid their first.
Oh, he's not
team.
mucking about. Listen,
They
he's
play-
not mucking about. He is like, I'm a new
Yeah.
manager to this team, and I need to see what my best 11's saying.
And
Which
that's
is
what I was
probably
going to
right.
say is, yeah, the
Carlson
football
came
they
on
played,
April.
the football they played was really good, yeah, in terms of like for a first. What I'm trying to say to people, because even at work, I've got a Spurs fan, and I was like, if you're watching your team get 72% possession, 30 shots, you've not watched your team do that in time for Tottenham. You're talking Conte, Nuno, Mourinho for a manager's first game against a West Ham team. Don't get it twisted, by the way. They played my best friend's team last week, right? Boreham Wood, and they've had about three preseason games already. So West Ham are their fitness is better. Tottenham's first game under a manager. I think if you put the scoreline aside, I think you can see a lot of positives. That's me defending Tottenham. I don't know what other people think. But
Well, Cass is to be fair, Ty, I don't know if you've seen, but Cass has been saying for a couple of weeks now that he thinks Tottenham, are going to come back. Because I'll be honest, start of the window, I was saying Tottenham, I can't see they'll do well to finish 7th. Yeah. But then I did. But then I've clocked with the signings. I've kind of done a bit of research on the manager and whatever. And I'm thinking, do you know what? There is this thing that there's no expectations. Like no one's expecting them to do anything now. And instantly by getting Maddison, that does change Tottenham, right? The key is, and have they got the 2 defenders over the line yet?
No.
Nope. And that's
No,
exactly
not yet.
That's the key. There we
That's
go.
what they
That's
need.
the key. And
Exactly.
today, if you're telling me 4 shots on goal, 3 were scored, that is the issue. Tottenham
everything you need to know, man. And
deal with
one of
their
them
defence.
through balls from West Ham. I can't remember. I don't know who played it to Skamaka. I think it might have been a young ball. Oh my word, it was out as well.
Mhm.
It was so good. Yeah, Tottenham needs centre backs badly. See Sanchez,
That's it.
Whack, Romero.
Oh, he's awful.
Anyways, Romero will come good in the season regardless.
Yeah.
That Udici looks really good. He scored a goal.
Come on second half.
Romero's
You know what,
like the
though,
only one that might
I
be
actually
better
think,
with a better player around him.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, 100%. I
Like
actually
that-
think though, no matter what Spurs do, if they do the whole window and still don't get the centre backs, nothing
it's
changes
dead.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to keep Kane. In other news, I think Bayern won something like 27-0 against Bundesliga 7th tier side. What is going on there?
But why are they even playing them?
I
Like,
don't
yeah,
know.
facts.
That's even a
Real
runner.
talk.
Apparently,
Real
no, I
talk.
found out the reason for it. Apparently, they do training in certain parts of Germany each season, and they play the local team as
Oh,
like
okay.
a little friendly. They give all the proceedings to that club. They just go
That
sign a
sounds-
bunch of
Sounds like
over there,
Bayern. Sounds like Bayern. To be fair, yeah. Bayern
Yeah.
doing
So-
good.
and then they just smoke the local team.
And then Newcastle 1-2-1 versus Rangers in the end.
Yeah.
So Rangers gave them a good game. Very strong side. You could say a strong side from Newcastle as well. But yeah, other than that, Man United play tomorrow. Arsenal jet out to USA.
I think they've left, didn't they? They've left,
Yeah.
didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they left today, and Anana's on a plane to Manchester. So
right
that's
now,
just-
probably, I think. Yeah.
as we speak. So yeah, man, that's about it. So we might as well get straight diving right into your club, Lewis, man.
Yeah, Lewis, man.
Bridge to the bridge, man. Let's go. Fofana's
And you know what, Lewis? It's not actually to come for your club. I think this Fofana thing, one, we all feel sorry for him as football fans. 2, where did Chelsea now go in the market? That there's quite a lot to unwrap from this, to be honest. I first of all, I feel sorry for him because me and Daps were just saying before you come in, Daps was like, let's hold it till Lewis comes.
Yeah.
You literally come back in. We were saying that a year ago, and you're going to laugh at me, Lewis, for this now, but a year ago, before the season started last year, I was like, on the balance of your names, I thought Chelsea had the best defense in terms of whole like centre backs, right backs, left backs, the depth he had. Obviously,
Yeah,
it
and
didn't deliver.
even the experience, the fact that on the right you had Reece,
Yeah.
and then you had Aspilicueta, who's experienced, and you had
Koulibaly,
Koulibaly,
Silva still there to help the
Silva
youngers.
experience.
Yeah.
Even on the left, Chilwell, Cucurella. The mad thing is that actually, and this sounds crazy with the season that Chelsea had, but Chelsea actually, the issue at Chelsea last season was not their defense.
Wasn't the defense.
We've seen Koulibaly have bad games, but it wasn't the defense.
It was actually the goals they didn't score. You're right.
Yeah.
No. And I think that's what I thought Chelsea were going to this season, looking quite sharp. And I thought with Pochettino, loving youngsters, Lewis, as you know, from the Southampton days and stuff like that, I was like, right, Badiashi's out. So Colville's going to start, and it'll either be Silva or Fofana. But you might want to go with the young blood and bed him in over the pre-season. But Fofana, for me, at 21 or 22, whatever he is now, to have 2 ACL injuries, I'm worried about him, man, because you spent big money. Forget the money even for a second. But him as a player, when you recover from them injuries, your pace, which is his biggest attribute, the mobility, one of his biggest attributes. He's not the most aggressive defender. He's more of a sweeper. I don't know if he's even going to come back the same. And I don't want to say it's a waste of money because these can happen. This injury can happen to anyone. But you as a Chelsea fan, like, how are you Chelsea fans feeling? Because you've got the depth a bit in terms of, obviously, Thiago Silva there. You might go in and get another centre-back. You've got Chalobah at the moment. Are you worried by this injury? Like, how do you actually feel about this?
I was initially worried about it, but like that's usually going to happen when you lose a squad player to a big injury. But when you deep it, it's really not that bad of an issue in terms of off the pitch as it sounds. Like, let's throw this for example, because Andrew said this on my stream and it made a lot of sense. Like, we were happy, lots of Chelsea fans were happy to sell Chalobah and go into next season with Fofana, Badiashile, Colwill, and Thiago Silva. Now, instead of that, it's Fofana that's out for the season, and we're going in with Chalobah, what's his name? Badiashile, Colwill, and Thiago Silva. What's really changed? 4 centre-backs in a season where you have 1 game a week. Like, let's say it's not ideal. I would prefer 5 than 4. Obviously, it gives you a little bit more leeway in case you get an injury.
Especially with Thiago's age as well.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like with Thiago Silva, everyone's just anticipating it more than actually happening. We say this every year.
And if it's one game
we say, "Oh, this is last year," and it never ends up being it. Like, to me, we're fine, really. And Chelsea are looking for other centre-backs. They might strike if they see a good one, but
Maguire.
we're not really pushing for it.
Laporte.
It's not going to be Maguire.
No,
It's
not
going
left
to be
centre.
Maguire. I am not even shook about Maguire to Chelsea rumors. You guys can clip it and everything.
No, that won't happen.
Maguire will not be joining Chelsea.
Why not?
It goes against everything that our recruitment policy has been about, bringing young players. Why would we bring in a failed, experienced player? Like, the only way it would make sense to me is if it was a loan move, and I swear you guys rejected a loan offer from West Ham yesterday. So there's no reason for it to happen.
I'm just saying, man, it's just what's on the agenda right now. So we're gonna have to talk about it, right? Why it makes sense.
I hear it, charge it, I get it, but he ain't coming.
You Chelsea fans are so in denial. It's like when Mason Mount was coming to Man United, and Man United fans, including myself, were in denial. You can be as in denial as you want, but you clearly need
Who's reported on Maguire to Chelsea?
Cass, a guy called MUFC Cass.
Graham Bailey. Huh?
MUFC Cass has reported it.
And I can't remember. I think it was actually Mano, and then I jumped on it. He started off Fridge to the Bridge, and if you can see, it's actually trending on
It
Twitter.
works. Listen, it works. It works. Can I ask a thing though? So firstly, Fofana, when did he return from the ACL?
By the way,
first one.
Go on, Cass.
He didn't have one. So I'm gonna go through his injury history.
Cool.
So first knee injury started back when he was at Saint Etienne. Started in 2019-20 season, his first breakthrough season, pretty much you could say. He was out for 6 days. Same year, he's had 2 knee injuries in 1920. Then he had 2 knee injuries for Leicester, I believe it was Leicester, or just before he joined Leicester. In 2020-21. Then he got a thigh muscle strain, which left him out for a month. Then he had a fibula fracture, which kept him out for a whole season, pretty much.
Oh, the fibula fracture. Okay, so that's basically.
And then 2022-23 last season, he also had another 2 knee injuries, and now he's done his cruciate ligament rupture.
So they're not all the same injury, but
the knees a lot.
There's quite a few knees in there. But the thing now, and I'll say the same on Reece James. On Reece James, massively, yeah. what, like at their ages in particular, they need to be given time. They need to not be rushed back. And that's where I'd say maybe you do need cover, because you can't be, the more you rush these back at a young age, like the more they come back without confidence in how fit they really are. And at his age, like, and Reece James as well, I think massively, like they need to take their time with them. Otherwise, it will almost become a psychological thing. I feel like they'll never get back to where they could be, especially with centre backs. It's even harder. But at the same time,
I wouldn't say they can't get back to it.
No,
I just think it takes a really long time to.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. They need to be given the
He's
time.
got a
to build
6-year
muscle
deal.
back.
So
yeah, because it becomes psychological. He does, to be fair. He has got a 6-year deal.
So we're stuck with him anyway. And to be honest, like every time he's had an injury, he's recovered pretty quickly. So I don't mind him
Is that
being
a good thing? That's what I'm saying, though. You don't want to recover him too quickly. You don't want to do that.
I'm saying don't rush him back. But I mean, like, we can bring him into the team slowly, and I'm not worried that he's going to have a slow recovery in terms of coming back to speed on the pitch. Now, again, it is all speculative and everything, but we do have Levi Colwill, young centre-back. We have, what's his name, Badiashile, another young centre-back as well. Like, there are other options. We could deal with Fofana being as the third-choice centre-back, and I actually don't think it would be that bad of an option for us in the long term. That's why the defensive issue is not as scary as it sounds with him being out. It's just a really bad setback.
Okay, so Lewis, if Thiago Silva's out, say he pulls his muscle and he gets a 3-week injury, which I think could happen this season, even though Chalobah is a decent centre-back on his day, can't lie, he has some good games, and sometimes I think, you know what, you're a bit rusty. But are you confident in terms of where you want to be going with Poch, whether you want top 4 or not, or whether you want to get top 6 or better football? Are you happy as a Chelsea fan that Chalobah is basically going to be second in line to start as a right centre-back? Are you cool with that this season?
No, because first thing, I don't. We could easily do Badiashile and Colwill as well. Like, I think people just look down because like you can do 2 right footers, so I don't really see why you can't do 2 lefts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen it happen, but I don't see why it would fail. But
used to happen even a bit more than it does now. Used to happen a bit more than it does now.
Still update, by the way. Ben Jacobs,
Diaz and Stones. Sorry, just real quick. Diaz and Stones. I'm pretty certain Diaz and Stones are both right-footed.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And they and that's why I think this season, because of the fact that we weren't playing with a natural left back as such, that's why I think we switched from playing those two as much at first, and we're playing with Akanji more.
Yeah, quick update. Ben Jacobs, a fraud, is coming with another tap-in, guys. Another tap-in. Benjamin has done it again. Caicedo's camp pushing for a speedy resolution to negotiations following Chelsea's latest rejected bid. Understand, buzzword, there will be face-to-face talks in America with Caicedo's agent prepared to also attend if needed. Oh my word, guess what? We knew this, Benjamin, about 6-7 hours ago when that also got reported. Amazing tap-in. And by the way, I have the same energy. What is this special one? I've been onto this guy, all summer about news. Doesn't matter if it's Man United, I don't care. The guy's a fraud. I've been telling people. He looks like what's it called? Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Is he a Geordie? Is he a Geordie?
You know Big Cook, Little Cook. He looks like the Little Cook. You know what I mean? That geezer. That's him. That's Ben Jacobs.
Is he a Geordie?
I don't think so. No.
I'm just wondering why you don't.
He's never been great. He's never been great at what he does.
He's a Leicester fan, though.
Oh, he's just
Leicester fan.
He gets on my nerves. Anyways, he just great.
So you don't think that? So only Lewis, you don't think that your board might start looking?
No, Fabrizio said they might start in the coming days and weeks. They're going to just take their time and figure it out. But that's ideal for me as well. Figure it out during pre-season. We don't need to rush. So if we don't go for a centre-back, I wouldn't complain about it. We have 4 that I think are all capable of carrying us for a season. Even Chalobah, I think Chalobah's heavily underrated by some of our fan base. I don't think he's like one of the best in the league or anything, but 8 times out of 10, he gives me a good game. Don't have any complaints about him. I think he's perfect.
Yeah, he's one of them. He's not a flashy name, but he can. That's what I'm saying. Some games he can actually like really do the job, and he's got pace. Can I just throw one thing out there? You know your no to Maguire, which I completely understand. He's not been great at United, and I do want him gone as well. If I had to pick one trigger that says why Pochettino might go for him, and I think Cass will get this as well. When he was at Tottenham, right, Pochettino, he had obviously, was it Vertonghen and Alderweireld as his centre-backs, right? Alderweireld. I'm thinking in terms of the way Harry Maguire can spray the ball and them sort of balls over the top and stuff like that. Would he look in terms of the experience of maybe using
we have
Maguire
guys that can do that.
I'm sorry,
We
I'm not
got
even.
guys that can
I'm not
play
even
the ball
Maguire's
out
playing.
back. We don't need him
can't
for
lie,
that.
yeah. I can't lie, yeah.
Right,
Did you
there's a
just
gun. Sorry,
compare?
there is
We're
a
about to
stra-
have Colwell
sorry.
on the left, spraying passes everywhere.
Sorry.
We don't need
Right.
Maguire.
Did you
No,
just
the
compare
Uzi, the
Maguire?
Uzi, the AK-47 is known as spray and pray. Yeah, that is about as much spraying as Maguire can do, bro.
Maguire can't.
Are you trying to tell me that Maguire's pinging balls left, right, and centre?
No, but Maguire can play a long ball over the top. I was wondering if Lewis would take that. And
But
just
it doesn't
say
mean
as
he's
a
going to
spot-
find the
I
player.
rate it. You want to get rid of him? I get. We don't need him. So Spurs, West Ham, try chat to them.
Yeah,
Our
West
name's
Ham,
only being
100% he
involved
should
to
go
try
to
and
West Ham,
drum up
but
news.
I was
I
just
can't
trying
lie.
to
As much as I'm trying to, as much as let me just do this super chat quick because
Go on,
it
go on,
comes.
go on.
It comes
Ty's
handy.
going to tell me that Marshall's fitness is sensational in a minute. As
He's
well.
staying for next season apparently as well. Redneck Blue, I big up Alex. He says by twerking Maguire to Chelsea, Cash thinks it would happen. Proper Egal level. LOL. Keep up the good work, Miley. Rocking ball.
Yes,
I mean,
Alex.
it's not called rocking ball. It's called wrecking ball. You absolute freshie. Thank you very much. But yeah, man.
Big up, Alex.
Big up Alex for the super chat. Remember, wrecking ball, not rocking ball.
I can't
But yeah,
believe
man,
said
you can't
Maguire
you can't
spraying
compare.
balls, you know.
You can't compare all the viral.
I rate the shamelessness. I gotta rate it.
all the viral.
Do you know what? To be fair, it's so funny. I actually was not even trying to be shameless. I was just thinking stylistically the way Alderweireld played for Spurs.
Is that the new
Did he try
buzzword?
use Maguire as that?
Is that your
Yeah.
buzzword using to stylistically? Yeah.
If Pot's trying to play a high line, we do not need that.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, forget it. Then forget it. Yeah, Chalobah all day. Yeah. Would you go for Anderson from Palace? Someone said in the comments.
Oh, he's whack.
I mean, yeah, he's a decent centre back. I wouldn't mind, but if the price tag and everything's favourable to us, because I really don't think we need to prioritise a centre back like that. If we get another injury, then fair enough. Right, going for a centre back immediately. We might need to take anybody, but no, like right now, 4's fine. 4 is more than enough for us.
I'm gonna switch it right back to the Fofana stuff. Yeah, you probably are right. You're still looking to offload Chalobah. His likely destination.
They're still looking to get rid of him, or would they?
Yeah.
Not now.
For the right price, even though it's like, why? That don't make any sense.
Yeah, so they're still trying to get rid of him. Maybe just don't suit a back 4 type profile. Maybe he's more suited to the back 3, I would say, somewhere over in Italy. I think he's linked with Inter Milan. Am I correct or am I wrong? Or is it AC?
Yeah, but I don't think Inter are going to deal with us anymore. And good, fucking despise Inter.
But that's not down to you. That wasn't. Remember, that's not down to you. That was down to Lukaku himself, not Chelsea.
Good.
You can't blame Chelsea for wanting to go to the highest bidder, right? It's just the game's the game.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like, if fucks over Inter, they can hold that.
Yeah.
I'm petty when it comes to this shit.
Yeah, they've already had 90 million out of you. To be
Inter
fair.
Surfer says, "Shameless award goes to Ty for the Maguire passing."
Big up, Winter. I hope you're good, bro.
Big up,
You know
man.
what?
You know,
love-
I got a question for all of us on Chelsea.
Ooh.
Yeah. If we're
Okay.
looking at Chelsea, right, and where they're heading this season and the youngsters we're talking about, and this is away from Fofana, this is the squad. All you three, yeah, pick your top 3 players that you're watching closely or must have a good season for Chelsea.
Must.
Sterling.
Well, if it's
Yeah, good
must,
one.
I'm putting Sterling on
Wait,
the top
Lewis,
of
let
that
Cas go.
list.
Let Cas go first. You go last. You go last. You're a Chelsea fan.
Yes, it is the Santos top. Sterling's
Cass.
one for me.
Would you put Mudryk in there?
No, I'm not actually really that fussed on the Mudryk stuff anymore.
Okay,
I'll be
okay.
honest. I'd rather just let him do his thing. He's just a young kid at the end of the day. I would say Nkunku might be another one for me. I want to see how he is. And the last one, yeah, I want to be on Enzo watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for
That's fair.
me, I'm not going to go with Sterling because I actually think Sterling is based
Maguire?
on. No, it's me now. It's me.
No,
based
you're gonna watch.
on for Sterling, I'd say that Sterling is dependent, same as last season. If they don't get a striker, then I'm Sterling. Don't expect anything out of him, right? So I would say Enzo, 100%. Like the price tag, we have to. We were watching Declan, so we have to watch him. I would say for reasons being that I rate this player massively, and it's a different reason to be on watch, but I am on fitness watch on Reece James massively. And I pray, I hope to God, yeah, I hope to God that Chelsea manage him correctly, yeah, because I don't believe he was managed correctly last season, and I've compared him so many times to Micah Richards at City.
At least they've got Gusto now, Daps.
Yeah, he's one of those players that is very top heavy, and in them fullback positions where you're up and down the pitch, that's a lot of weight on your calves and legs. So they need to manage him carefully, and that's because I rate him so highly that I don't want to see the drop off like we saw with Richards, to be fair. And then the other one, I'm going to go put it out there, Cucurella, because I think Cucurella could
Oh, damn! See, I thought no one was going to say it.
No, I think Cucurella could
Good
be
one.
good. I
Good
think
one.
Cucurella could cook, you know. I
Good
think
one.
if
What
they
about
get
you?
struck,
Yeah,
if
now
they get
that's a great
struck, I
shout
think
from you.
Cucurella
I
could
didn't
back.
think you were going to.
He won't
the
have the
other-
off the field issues this time.
The other thing with Cucurella is we got to remember Cucurella can play right centre back. Left centre back
centre-back,
as
yeah.
well. So with the injury, he could come in.
And he,
quite
funny
important
enough,
there.
Daps come out and done an interview today, actually saying, "I'm staying at Chelsea. Like, they're yet to
Him
see
and
my best."
Caicedo link back up
I
and
respect
whatever.
that.
And
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
happens.
What about you, Lewis? As a Chelsea fan, that's a good question. This I like this. Now you lot said this.
Yeah, so I was going to say Sterling first, and it's not just because obviously I want to see him start pulling up goals and assists, but I need the work rate to be better. I need the decision making to be better. I need him to actually be able to beat a man, and it's just the fundamentals is a bare minimum because he weren't even showing me that last season. Who else? Reece James. I would say Reece James, but again, it's like what Daps was saying with the injuries and everything. I want to see if he can have a full season now that we finally have adequate depth with him.
Yeah.
And last season, like you said, not fair. Graham Potter threw him straight back into starting lineups at 50%.
Way too quick. It was clear from his fitness guy came out and even called it, didn't he?
Exactly. And the confidence as well, because we were conceding goals off his side too.
Yeah.
The third one, like you said, Cucurella, I'm saying Chilwell. I've got my eye on Chilwell this season because Cucurella was crap last season, but people were acting like Chilwell was brilliant. Nope. Purple patch in February and March, and other than that was mid. First half of the season, I let off the ACL, but he came back into form and was one of our best players and then just fell off a cliff. So I want to see what he's showing me next season because that left-hand side, nobody's claimed. If anyone, Lewis Hall's claimed that spot, and no one else has.
Bro, I'm telling you now, see at that Man United game at Old Trafford, I'm telling you now,
good.
He was the best player on the pitch.
Facts. Robbed a free assist because that Girard up top.
You're actually right. You're actually right.
Yeah, he was good. You know what? I agree that. Go on.
No, go. It's Ty's turn, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I thought Ty did his.
No, I was just gonna say.
Oh, Tiang, you're gonna have to wait then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Do you know what? I think that was great, by the way. Everyone had mixed answers. That's why I asked it. I'm gonna go Chilwell as well, Lewis. I just think, in terms of him now, he's had a couple injuries as well. Is he gonna live up to expectation? City have been sniffing for a couple of years. He needs to show himself. Enzo, I'm gonna say that he was your best player the second half of the season when he arrived. Can he kick on now if he's got a Caicedo next to him? And then I am gonna go with Mudryk. I feel like Mudryk for the price tag. I'm not trying. It's not his fault with the price tag. However, I do feel like he's got a lot more to give, and apparently he was really good for Ukraine in the under-21. So if you can get his confidence going, let's see.
Sorry, can I just say one thing on Enzo as well? From what I saw of Enzo last season, I actually think that it's very important that Enzo has players around him that are on his wavelength, because there was a few times last season where I saw Enzo do things, like say for example 1-2, but the other players just not being with his IQ. Like they'll play a ball to him and he's like, right, if you're a bit like De Bruyne and Haaland, De Bruyne knows where Haaland's going to go. He knows where a striker should go. And a bit like Enzo at times, he'd think, okay, you should now be making a run here to receive the ball back. And then the guy just wouldn't make the run. And it's like, oh, okay. So he needs players around him that are on his wavelength. Like, so we'll see. I think
you can't blame him when you got people like Conor Gallagher. You know what Conor Gallagher is, He's basically Mason Mount with ADHD. So you give this guy
long hair.
Yeah, if you give this guy the ball, it's like giving a dog a ball. Like you kick a ball and a dog go chase after it. Yeah, and when they get the ball, they just don't even know how to control it properly. That's Conor Gallagher. That's him summed up. I'm not joking. The guy is pony. Tiang Yang says says Lewis, will you take Bella Kotchap at Southampton?
Good shout.
That's a good one.
Any right wing back?
Right centre back. Right centre back.
Right
German international as well. He's good, man.
Yeah, because I remember there was a lot of hype from him earlier on the season, but I haven't heard his name.
He got injured, and then he come back in, and Southampton's form was done. So
yeah, why not? But like, I wouldn't push for him.
Winter Surfer and Nkunku, Sterling, and Maguire's passing.
Long.
Do you know what? If you send in super chats and supporting the channel winter as well, I love that, man. Thank you.
And some Alex says, why nobody talking about Reece James that playing centre back?
No,
not in the back four. No,
he is one of their main. He's the reason they score so many goals when he's on form. He's an attacking outlet. You can't put him at centre back and waste that.
That's the thing. Emergency, you could do it, but like,
you need that outlet for the goals, man. Yeah.
You know what? There was I mean, admittedly, at the end of the season, because of probably where you were, I think, and obviously his injuries, but there was a point where I remember him coming back, and the difference with Reece James in the team is just insane. The guy, you have to
We
let
don't
him. You
create
have to let him
anything
go
without
forward.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we
You have to.
didn't create anything without him.
Yeah, I think he does suit three at the back though, 100%.
Yeah,
Fully
100%.
does.
I think that as well.
Yeah.
And on the last part with the Fofana, I know we did. That's the last part. Is I would say I can't lie. I'd get rid of him next year. You can't see if you can get rid of him. I'll be getting rid of it. I just don't think it's long term. I just think he's going to be a Martial. I think he's going to have an early career as well, man. You can't have that many knee injuries and come out of that from such a young age. I hate to say it, but business is business at the end of the day, isn't it? You can't hold.
I feel like the young age kind of helps him.
It does help.
Age is on his side.
Help him. But this is what we said about Martial. And look what happened now. He's 27 and he's still got the same injuries.
Sorry, I've got to call him partial.
Here's the thing. Players aren't linear like that. Different bodies, different types, like different circumstances. Could be a completely different story for him. I understand. Could be the same as Martial. Could continue to have these little injuries that pile up and eventually take away from his game.
He's got time on his side to get a chance, though.
That's the thing. I've seen it with some centre-backs where they don't really grow into their frame until they get to their mid-20s. Like, if anything, I use Christensen as an example. He was the exact same thing. Always had little injuries, would get dominated a lot, would be in and out of the team. And then when you get to the age of 24, 25, he's a lot more stronger. He's a lot more built into his body and everything. And yeah, age works on your side sometimes.
Yeah. I just from my side, it's all about for me massively, it's about the not rushing him back in the psychological thing of letting his muscles fully build. And also, because after this many injuries, it can become, and I've just quickly over the years, but Michael Ball and Paul Lake at City. Some of you know Michael Ball, you won't know Paul Lake. It was the mental thing, and like suffering from mental health when you're seeing the rest of your team form and your place that was yours cemented go to someone else. And then so I hope both of them.
Daps, the one that goes under the radar for me at City, we'll move on in a sec. Sorry, Cass, but you're centre midfielder. Do you remember Michael Johnson? He was going to
sorry, I just said Michael Ball. Sorry, I meant Michael Johnson.
Yeah, do you remember?
Johnson.
Michael Johnson. He was a centre midfielder that was like rated
unbelievable,
so
better than Ireland in that. Yeah. It happens.
It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. We were talking about Michael Johnson only the other day as well.
Yeah. It's mad. He was so talented, guys. 700 of you here. Run these likes up, guys. 700 of you here. Cass is showing you how to do it right now. If you look at his screen,
there's a like button right there, man. It's
thumbs up
there.
Right.
So another one, just quickly on Arsenal, was the other one for Arsenal that I felt was such a baller. Then he got an injury, and I felt like Then I felt like he never got his confidence back. Was Eduardo?
Oh yeah. That was
him and Diaby. Both of them too.
Yeah, Eduardo was such a baller, but then after that injury, it's just he looked so unconfident going into every challenge, and it was sad because he was a baller, man.
That's it. And sometimes, you know what? I feel like players. We'll move on, but if Fofana, if he comes back, I hope he's not like that because.
To me.
Yeah, that's like I know you. I know we need to move on, but I feel like if Fofana, I don't want him to have that mental thing where he's actually not fully injured, but they just play like and think they are, so they don't play. Like they need to overcome that. And man, but we'll see. But next, I think we've got Man City. We're gonna look at Josko, Gvardiol. I think it's being reported now that basically terms are done. It's the City know what to pay Daps, and it's just whether they pay it this week or next week. But that looks like that's going to be closing in. And I'll be honest with you, I think what a brilliant signing.
I just think with that one, it's one that from the beginning of the transfer window, in fact, before then, to be fair, it was always going to happen. It was clear he wanted to come. I think Kovacic coming to us also, for me, cemented it on the fact that it's another Croatian. I think there is that is a reason behind that, 100%. Yeah. We like to keep that harmony in the dressing room. Gvardiol pretty much said as the transfer window was closing, opening, that like he's expressed he wants to be at Manchester City. We know Leipzig, we know what they want. I think the thing that's stopping it from getting over the line, to be honest with you, at the moment is the fact that Laporte hasn't gone yet. And it's squad harmony. For me, some people think it's absolute nonsense what I'm saying, but for me, squad harmony is something Pep is massive on. And Laporte is close with a lot of the City players. He's a senior player. He's won 5 Premier Leagues with us. He hasn't left yet. And I think to bring another player in before he's left maybe could create a bit of unease in the dressing room. So We'll see what happens with Laporte because it's mad. Laporte is unreal, man. Laporte,
Are you 100% confident that Laporte leaves? Like,
$1,000,000%. No,
I know he wants to, but do you think someone will come in?
Yeah, he was crying in his last home game, wasn't he?
He will go. Laporte is not a £25 million defender. He is a lot more than that, right? He's a very, very bro. He's a banging defender, yeah. But the back end of last season, it got to a point where there were games where people were being played out of position before he was starting, right? I also do know one or two people that spoke to people associated to him, and his answer has always been, it's not for me to speak on, right? That's if a player says it's not for me to speak on, that means otherwise he'd say no, I don't want to go, right? If someone says,
because I actually think I agree with you that he wants to go. I think he wanted to leave even 2 years back. It's just what confuses me is what you said is bang on right. He's an elite centre back, left-footed centre back as well, which is quite unique in terms of elite tier, which I think he's in that bracket.
It's great on the ball, so comfortable.
If you're looking, exactly, so comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
If you're looking at potentially 30 million, say for example, to a team outside the Premier League, it confuses me that it's got to July the 18th and no one's come in. That's what worries me more. Like, why is no one coming for someone this good?
I don't know. And the other thing is, bro, I've said for a couple of years now that when Laporte couldn't get in the France team, he's gone and played for Spain, right? So I always knew the minute he was fully fit, which he has been most of this season, and he's not cementing a place in City's team, he's going to leave, right? Because if he's left France, which is his national team, he's going to leave City. The other thing, Barcelona have been flirting with him all season. This is a problem, that Barcelona flirt with players, and then when it gets to the transfer window opening, don't put any bids in for them, right? And
they want them to push the way out.
No, and it's so frustrating. Look, because I think Laporte probably has his heart set on getting to Spain, getting to Barcelona, where he can link up with some of the lot he plays with in the national team. Perfect place for him, but
Catalonian mafia,
they're not coming in for him. And I have no doubt that when they do come in for him, it'll be a loan with we'll give you some money in 3 years' time nonsense, as usual,
I can't stand Barcelona. I hate everything about them.
Bro, so do I. And the problem is, like last season, they were all summer. They were spending the summer trying to flirt with all our players. Then they were talking about, like slagging City off as a club. And then we go and do a friendly with them midway through the season. And that's why it frustrates me. It's like, we need to stop doing them favours now. And I swear to God, Cancelo, do him a favour. Loan him to them with them giving him money in a year or two. No problem. Laporte, just to get him over there and to get and by the way, there'll be no ill feeling with Laporte either. We it's a good goodbye to him and thank you for 5 Premier Leagues to bring in Gvardiol. But I do not want to see any favours on Bernardo Silva. Like, real talk, there cannot be any. Oh yeah, loan deal, no problem. None of that with Bernardo Silva. But as for Gvardiol, look, I think what Pep's done there and what City are looking to do there is perfect, because if we don't get him, someone else from the Premier League will come in and get him, right? He looks strong. He looks physical. He's good in the air. He's good with his feet. He looks hungry. He looks like a winner. He looks like everything that
Pep can play left back. He can play left centre back.
Exactly. It's perfect for the way we play. And I just think, firstly, get him before anyone else does. Secondly, I think right now, and look, we don't know if Pep's going to stay or go. 2 years left on his contract, but I do think Pep is thinking this team needs a refresh. We need some new people to come in that maybe haven't won a treble recently for that hunger. And I think Diaz and Gvardiol as a partnership is just ferocious. It's just, you know what? Like, I mean, if Pep does leave in 2 years' time and he leaves Gvardiol at what, 24, 25 and Diaz at 28, that is a solid centre-back pairing for whatever manager comes in. So
since we're talking about defenses, I want to throw something in there, and it's obviously he hasn't been linked, and I doubt it goes there, but I don't know why I don't think Pep cares which players go where to what club in it. Right, it doesn't give me that unless it's Man United. Obviously, that's just a no-go. But I think
it depends who the player is, Cass. I don't think he'd want Bernardo Silva to go to Arsenal, for example. But I think to a certain extent,
if Laporte takes the go and no one can afford him, why does someone like Liverpool come in for him?
Tottenham went in for him and he did a runner.
Yeah, I know, but that's Tottenham. But this is Liverpool. Liverpool need a left centre back. That would be wicked. Put Van Dijk, he's a left centre back. Go to right then. You're whack now, anyways. Pretty much in the left. Get done up these days. Put him on the right. Put him next to Trent to cover. Use your speed. Laporte on the left adds control. So that's all the way I kind of look at it.
Oh, look! You
Solid.
got to remember when Laporte first came to the Premier League. I think he came in January, and
He's one of the best defenders in the world. In my opinion.
people were saying that first. I thought it was over the top, but in that first 6 months, everyone was saying Laporte and Van Dijk. Van Dijk is here. Laporte is just behind him. They're the two best defenders in the Premier
18,
League.
19,
And I honestly thought at that point, you know what, Laporte might go on to be our captain because he looked so good, but then he got an injury, and that allowed Stones and Diaz to form a partnership. And then after that, it's just been for whatever reason. I mean, look, the reason why, me personally, I will always love Laporte is not the season we've just had, the season before, where when Diaz was injured, Stones was injured at the end of the season, and we ended up playing Laporte and Fernandinho for the last however many games. And then after the season ended, Laporte came out and said, I think he had to send a letter to the Spanish team and say, sorry, I can't link up with the Spanish team because I've been playing the last however many games with an injury to get my team over the line. And so, like, he's won us 5 Premier Leagues, man. It's just, unfortunately, it hasn't quite worked out in the end. So
yeah, I just think he should have loads. He should have loads of.
Bro, he's an absolute.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. That's the only thing that surprised me. Quality player, but why no bids? It's just
Yeah, man, it's a bit like
maybe he's made it very clear that he wants to go back to Spain.
Yeah,
maybe
and he said, you know what? If other bids come in, don't want to hear about it. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I
but then
know.
it's like who in Spain because
it's not like Real Madrid need a left-footed centre back.
Yeah, exactly. They've got bloody Alaba there.
I really think he's got his heart.
Maybe Atletico.
Yeah,
they just signed Aspi.
But could you imagine him in that system?
He just signed who?
That's not him. Not Atletico, man.
Who did he just sign? Did you say?
No,
Aspi.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
yeah,
not
they
sorry.
also just, what's his name again? He came from Leicester.
Yeah,
Soyuncu.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to a team from Man City dominating the ball, fine, expressing yourself to a team that sit on the 18-yard box.
Well, he ain't got much choice. So he's not Kimpembe. He's got a new deal at PSG, and the only other thing going back to he was saying back to Bilbao, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
So
maybe
he's
if
back,
they've got the money. If they've got the money.
I think that's the hardest thing. I honestly think he's got his heart set on Barcelona, but this is the thing. I mean, a few of our players seem to have their heart set on Barcelona because Barcelona sell them dreams, but then don't come in with no offers. So, but look, the guy loves Spain. He loves Spain. I think he wants to get back over there. So
yeah, man. Even though he grew up in France, but yeah.
Did he though? Did he grow up in France?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah. He's making his whole
and then went to Spain young.
Ah, right. So he kind of yeah. So he came through Bilbao, innit?
Yeah, but
yeah. But he's always
you have to grow up, and you have to grow up there, or like come through their academy to play for them. They don't buy.
Yeah, the Basque, innit? The Basque.
Yeah, Basque. Yeah. Guys, 700 of you here. Make sure you keep running up the likes. Make sure you also subscribe to Carefree Lewis as well, especially if there's Chelsea fans in there as well. Great content and good vibes over there. You'll definitely be laughing if you watch.
One of my favorite shows.
Yeah, man. Nearly 300
and
likes
guns,
in the building.
if you saw today's stream.
And guns. The guns came out again.
Yeah, there's more today.
More? What more?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? A gun off?
Yeah, I wasn't anything too deep. It was just one of our. I think it was Jimmy just pointing his gun at everyone left and right. But
what did Alex pull out the shot swiftly and be like, "My gun is big"?
No, Alex didn't want to steal the
Crocodile Dundee.
How do you not get demonetized?
Call that a knife? Huh? This is a knife.
You're not afraid that your stream might get demonetized for having things on show?
Nah, because there's
it's more about super chats, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Oh, you just reminded me.
Monetization don't really do as much.
Smoke sense. Fabrizio said Kessie's open to the Premier League. Would anyone take him? Kessie for free? Yeah, I'll take him for free.
We need a midfielder. I'll take him for depth.
I'll take him for free. Yeah, 100%. I think Chelsea would take him for free as well. Edward Porter. How much for Daniel or Adeyemi to replace Mahrez?
Yeah, I've seen that.
They're not leaving. I
don't even rate Daniel Olmo. Be honest.
I think
Leipzig have been selling everyone this summer. So maybe,
I think
they've just signed Lois Openda as well from Lens. He had a very good season. He's like the next Belgium young striker. They've just signed him, so Leipzig have got him, and then he's a Nkunku replacement.
I think on Olmo,
you're linked with him in that.
We've been linked with Olmo, but apparently Leipzig's stance on him is very much like. Someone needs to come and offer.
Pep would like him though. I think he's good.
It's more. I think it's a case of they're like, we'll sell him, but the money needs to be exactly what we want. And at the moment, I'll be honest with you. The more I think about this Mahrez going, the more I'm thinking that just gives the opportunity for Alvarez. And let's see what Pep can do with Alvarez. and push Alvarez out wide and play
You
Alvarez.
think Foden could play on the right?
Oh, he can. 100. Bro, Foden. Some of Foden's best performances, I feel, has been wide right.
That's what I was thinking.
Well,
I don't look, and it's very similar. Yesterday we spoke about Arsenal. We spoke about how they've got a load of players that actually can move about. Like if need be, Balogun could go through the middle. Jesus could move wide right. If need be, Havertz could play there. Rice could play the 8 or 6, etc., etc. They can all. And the thing is with City that Foden could play wide right. He could play wide left. He could also play in the 8 role. He could play in the 10 role. Haaland could play through the middle. Alvarez could play on the right. Alternatively, Alvarez could play through the middle. And we're kind of at a point where,
to be fair, even Bernardo plays on the right sometimes.
Well,
to work hard.
And the key is, bro, if Bernardo stays, then ultimately for me, Mahrez going, we do not need to replace. Like, and there will be City fans want to, but some City fans, I feel you want to, so you can kind of win a transfer window where it's like, we don't need to win a transfer window. Like, do we need to make a sign-in? Or if we don't, and I think if we keep Bernardo, we don't have to replace Mahrez. I would like to, but we don't have to.
Can I say this now, Daps? And I want to say it a year early. If Mahrez goes this year, you don't replace Mahrez. If he has a good season, I think next year you go for Michael Elise as your Mahrez replacement.
I think it's still
Could be a bad pick.
By the way, people don't know this. Leipzig have got Carvalho and Xavi Simons on loan. So when they play that,
I'll see that Xavi Simmons.
Also, it doesn't matter. Leipzig have got no choice if Daniel Olmo's release clause gets triggered, which is 52 million. So
yeah, he could definitely go then.
I don't like Daniel Olmo. I think he's a good player, and he just gives me Harvey Barnes vibes. Just a good player, man. Nothing more, nothing great about him. He's got a bit of trickery in his feet, got a goal or two in him. That's about it. It's just good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he'll suit Pep because Arsenal and Pep, that sort of football they play Spanish. That's why I think he's.
I don't. I think he gets bullied like Sergio Gomez. I'll be real.
Yeah, I hear you. Should we go into the greatest signing of the window?
What, Jonny Evans?
Who's that?
Jonny Evans. Have you not known this?
I know the greatest signing.
He gets more minutes in pre-season than Maguire does.
That says everything you need to know.
You know what? That would be interesting to watch, innit?
Yeah. How old is Evans now? Is that 35?
Probably 35.
He's 35.
Yeah.
He had a calf injury for most of the season, half the season, I think, last year. I think he only got a deal though just for pre-season, but then obviously the Jets saying, huh?
You got a what?
You got a short contract.
Yeah, you changed. You got a dildo.
Short dildo.
Okay. Fuck's sakes, man.
You lot are weirdo.
That's the first time I've ever paused Cass ever, and I'm taking that.
Anyways, he's got a short deal, extremely short deal. For preseason, Jonny Evans.
He said he got a dildo, Cass.
He's got a dildo.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, man. Imagine if he does. Would you take him as the 5th choice centre back over Maguire? Be honest.
Who?
This Maguire is mad.
Yeah, because I am.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You know what? He comes with less ego. Yeah, fuck
he's so good, on the ball, right? And he's so good with both feet that even transfer market. If you look on transfer market for all these details, and it says what's his main foot, both.
Bro, do you know what it is with Jonny Evans? Yeah, I remember. There was a few years back, right? Quite a few years back now, probably, to be fair. Maybe when he first joined Leicester, it might have been, where I think Arsenal were linked with him, and a few of my mates that were Arsenal fans poo-pooed it. Like, we don't want Jonny Evans. And then...
You lot were linked to him.
Then we were linked with him, and I think it was at the time...
Yeah,
it was before we got Diaz, like maybe a year or so before we got Diaz, and I think we had some injury issues, and we kept getting injury issues. And I said, do you know what? I'd take Jonny Evans for me. I was like, Premier League, because I think at that time we'd had Mangala, and Mangala hadn't come in and done well. And I said, do you know what? However much we can try and say, Jonny Evans, all right, he's a bit like a Gareth Barry, a bit like Fabian Delph, a bit like maybe even some might say James Milner, as far as it's Jonny Evans, in it. Yeah. But Jonny Evans is a very capable Premier League defender who ultimately has seen a lot and achieved a lot at Man United, and is experienced. I think when Jonny Evans was cooking at Leicester were cooking.
He was their leader.
I don't know, but he must be mad old now, bro. He must be hell of old.
Yeah, 35. We were just saying, like when he was out for them, they were screaming for him to come back when that relegation battle was happening last year. They actually played him, I think, the last game of the season, and he wasn't even fit, just to try and give them some leadership against West Ham. Put it this way, Jonny Evans, he's been at Manchester United. for a long time when he was there. He knows the club. He's seen our low times, but he's also won the Premier League. He's won the Champions League with us. And you know what?
Do you want him back?
No. I'm not saying I want him
really.
back. But I'm saying no. But I'm saying in terms of him being around a club right now, I'm all for it. If it's a short-term deal, I'm not paying. But for these youngsters going on the tour, right, and for him to just try and breathe that energy back into us, because I reckon he's not coming in at the training and being a slouch. I reckon he's coming in, and because his standards are high, he's maintaining the standards.
But look, he would definitely be a better influence around the dressing room than Maguire would be.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with Daps on that. Honest, Lewis, he's coming in and I don't know about taking him at Chelsea. I think he's setting an example.
Because I'm thinking like, if this was like Rio Ferdinand or something, I get it because of everything they've done. But like,
Jonny Evans was successful at us, bro.
He's won a couple league titles for you guys, but was he a starter for you guys back then?
No, he had 2 years. He had 2 years. He had 2 years where he was actually like a starter quite regularly. And he actually had like a good.
Yeah, that was because of someone's injury. Who was it? Again?
Yeah. I don't know, Vidic or someone.
Ferdinand.
Yeah, Ferdinand. Yeah, he did definitely play. But in terms of like him staying, I'm not for that. But in terms of right now getting us ready for the new season, I'm cool with it, man. I'm just here for him.
Martin's saying you guys might as well bring Welbeck back.
Nah, but
I said as well. Bring back the gang. We need a striker.
Cass, allow it. No.
Welbeck is better than Martial.
No,
you can't tell me otherwise.
No,
you can't tell me otherwise. I mean, he's not available.
I asked a question. Last season. I actually remember, saying Welbeck was like pretty consistent starter for Brighton last season. Yeah, I know it dropped off a bit, but pretty consistent starter. I know he's not clinical in front of goal. 100%, he's not clinical in front of goal. But he was a consistent starter in a Brighton team that were cooking. So he does something. Is he slightly underrated? Like he's one of them players.
He's not pretty on the eye in it. So he's just never even for us. He's never amazing.
I remember he was cooking us at the bridge last season.
I am going to make this clear, by the way, just in case people are watching. Jonny Evans for the pre-season tour and helping the youngsters. Yes. I'm not having a Weghorst part 2 in terms of him coming in and staying this season. No, we need to go out and get another centre back if we want to be where we want to be. I'm sure I don't know where Cass is with it, but I'm cool with the preseason. But I'm not.
That's it, right? So you were just seeing him to come in and train with you.
Yeah, help with the youngsters. I'm cool. I'm not having him stay.
You just want him back for the throwback.
Well, I actually slightly thought, you know what? If we get rid of Maguire, bring in Jonny Evans, and I'm good. We're good to go.
Nah.
The bar is in hell.
5% of you wants it, innit?
Oh, then Cass said, get rid of Martial and bring in Welbeck. I'm thinking, what is going on here?
Nah. No, you can't say one.
Ollie is first.
Ashley Young back on a 1 year deal or something.
You always talk about availability is the best ability, and really and truly, all we've been talking about is a link-up strike with a few goals.
No, Cass, forget Martial for a bit. Evans, would you have him stay? Don't change the topic.
Bro, if it means if you had to give me the choice out of Evans and Maguire, I'm keeping Evans. At least that's an actual leader. You know what I mean? An actual dressing influence. He actually knows the club. Like, he would help. Maguire doesn't help with his stupid-ass PR, man. Gets my nerves, meathead.
I need both.
But,
both.
But as for Ashley Young, though, just quickly, Ashley Young's gone back to Everton, isn't he?
Yeah, gone back? He never went back.
Sorry, no, as in he's come back to... He's gone to Everton.
Yeah.
Well, to be actually, he'd come back already, hadn't he?
That is proper Sean Dyche.
No, he went back to Villa.
Went back to Villa from Italy.
He went back to Villa. Now he's gone to Everton,
Yeah,
that's an interesting one. Do you know what I thought about that, though? I slightly thought that Ashley Young might be a very good person to have around Dele Alli away from the pitch, you know? Very experienced, seen a lot, and I think could put an arm around him. And actually, I was thinking it the other day, Ashley Young actually might be quite a good person to have around Dele Alli.
Maybe. I didn't know he had like off the field issues and stuff.
Who?
Ashley Young.
No, he hasn't. No, Dele Alli has.
I thought you were saying he could relate.
I think I think Ashley Young, he's a senior person. Like, you got to remember, Dele Alli could not far off be Ashley Young's. Like,
to be fair, look at their squad. Who
is he still with Everton then, or what?
Yeah, he's still with Everton. Dele Alli.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm intrigued at why they want Ashley Young. It's Ashley Young, surely.
Who did they get? Is Seamus Coleman leave in the end?
Let me check.
Edward 4-1 says Cass said United was getting 20 million for Tellers. I never said he was getting it.
Yes,
I never said. No. By the way, it's 7 million total. Again.
Okay.
I said I saw a rumor like it was like 15 million, 20. I was like, bro.
Oh, do you know, I'm just happy we've got some money.
Yeah, I can't lie. Like I was thinking, I thought along the lines. I can't lie. I was gassed because I figured if we get 15 million, we've got the best negotiators in the world right now. Then if that's the case,
Yeah.
if
It's actually fun that United are actually trying to do a bit of
get
business.
4 million guaranteed and 3 million in add-ons. It's like, what's that, man? It's like at least you get his wages off the books.
Facts. By the way, just a quick plug as well.
You say what are you saying? Glazers in?
What?
Glazers in? Best negotiators out there?
They're not negotiating anything.
They hide the people that are negotiating.
Yeah, after about 20 years of shit.
So it still Glazers out.
100%.
Do you know what I'm going to say? Quick plug while Lewis is searching that up. As you can see, people, this side, under Lewis, Never a Foul. We are open. If you look in our community tab or look on the Never a Foul homepage on YouTube, you'll see a store there. So you can go and grab your merch, get involved with us as well, start rocking your t-shirts. Even send us some pictures, man. Let us know if you've got the content and stuff as well. We love, obviously, like speaking with you guys. We've got the group chat on Twitter so you can show us. So yeah, if you want to look at the merch, it's down below. Obviously, you can see it there. And yeah, go and grab yourself a little something. Or girls, if you're watching, grab your boyfriend something.
Or girls, grab yourself a jumper hoodie or something.
That's all different colours. Well, to be fair, you know.
I'm going to grab a teddy bear personally.
There you go.
For the studio, Cass, why are you looking at me like that?
Oh yeah, for the studio. Anyways, man,
done an hour as well. That's gone bare quick.
Yeah, man, it's probably perfect. I don't think there's anything else to really discuss. That's it. Have we missed anything?
I saw PSG want Marco, not PSG. Fucking Atletico Madrid want Marco Verratti. According to L'Equipe.
God, I can imagine.
He'd be a good one there. I'd imagine him there.
He's getting yellow cards every game.
Verratti where?
Oh, and he's happy with getting yellow
Atletico.
cards.
Atletico.
He wouldn't last a minute. He can barely keep fit. He ain't lasting in the Atletico system. Guy's going to be out of the season for most of it.
I hate you, actually. I
his
hate you. But
He's got the most yellow cards in the league, though.
But his style of play, I hear what you're saying about his availability, but his style of play is perfect for them.
Oh man, he needs to find that contract to Saudi and run, because that guy is it's just another Thiago.
He's a good player, but I do get what you're saying about his availability.
The injury's done him though. You're right, Cass. The injuries have just
man, like Fofana, man. The injury's done him, done out.
Yeah,
man. Other than that, man, I think there's nothing else to really talk about.
Thank you, Lewis, for coming on. Appreciate it.
Big up, Lewis, as always. Make sure you subscribe down below.
Yeah. And also, who hasn't hit the like button? If you ain't like, I can't lie. If you ain't like the video, there's about 300 odd of you. Who hasn't liked the video?
Let me like it myself.
You're a scrub. Honestly, you're a scrub, and I'm directing that.
But I still appreciate you watching it.
Yeah, but you're still a scrub.
Good cop, bad cop.
Oh, before you wrap it, Cass, don't do it. Just quickly, I just want to show. Sorry, JT. Just before we wrap up, sorry, bro. The show's literally wrapping up, but we're gonna get this out. He said Sergio Ramos or Bremer. Thoughts quickly, Lewis, on that. Would you take them at Chelsea on a short deal?
Yeah, fuck it, better than Maguire. So yeah, I'll bring
you know what?
JT.
It's mad that you just said Sergio Ramos, because earlier on, Cass mentioned to me about Miami getting I think
they got Jordi Alba, Busquets, and now Messi.
And I was thinking
Suarez.
Bro, I can see them, man, getting Sergio Ramos in the next year or so. Will play for Inter Miami. I'm telling you, he's bringing back El Clasico, literally under one roof.
Yeah. Man.
No. Then he's got to go to the other Miami side. Then.
No. Beckham's getting a bit of everything. He's like, I don't care. I'll have all the. He's Real Madrid, bro, and he's bringing.
They're just doing an El Clasico 11. Then.
Yeah,
man. If you haven't done yet, make sure you go on Twitter and #Fridge to the Bridge. And man, get that trending again. We love to see it in a bit tomorrow afternoon, 2:00 UK time.